It's green for go. They're racing.
He says go.
He says ta-da.
And Tiger Tara roars away from them on the home turn.
Here comes another big boil over.
Equine athleticism at its best. The king is in the castle once more.
This is in one race. The rest are almost in another postcode.
She is a star with a capital S.
It's going to be a triple treat, a miracle three-peat. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed history here at Menangle. What about that?
It's getting right up on the sprint lane and it's going to bolt in.
Hello and welcome back to the Menangle Angle. My name's Jessica Watkins and joining me is our General Manager for Racing here at Club Menangle, David Wonson. Well, Wano, last Saturday night's card, it was an incredible night of racing with the Nutrien Equine New South Wales Breeders' Challenge finals, and how many incredible stories were there that come from those results?
Yeah, amazing night for a couple of families, heavily included in that the Hewitt family. Winning finals left, right and centre. Some of those 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, the times they're running are just incredible. They've gone another level this year. They are juvenile horses. And yeah, if they can stand up to further into their careers, I think we've got some pretty exciting horses over the next few years, especially with all our derbies, Oaks, and then a bit further forward, you're going into your chariots and stuff like that. So really exciting times. And what was so good too, Jess, the amount of owners. I'll use one example, Gunner Reload. They had about 20 people in there. Same with Arc C Connections. There was a heap of people in there. And yeah, it was really good to see the happiness and joy that those people got with their horses here on Saturday night. So yeah, it was very exciting. Some great horses, great racing. But we move on, as we do here with harness racing. There's always next week, and we've got this week coming up.
As you mentioned, plenty of racing coming up this Saturday night from Club Menangle. We have the Nick Roban final, where, of course, we saw heats of that series run Monday week ago here at Club Menangle, and we're going to be catching up with Blake Micallef, who drove 2 of those heat winners, and we'll also be speaking to David Aiken, who, of course, has Max Delight engaged in the Graham McNeice Memorial, and I know a lot of fans will be keen to see Max back at the track, so we'll hear from Aiken about his 4 runners. So lots to get through. Let's get stuck straight into it. Well, joining us from down in the Riverina today's Blake Micallef. Blake, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Hey Blake, 1-0 here. Hey, how is it down there? You get any of this rain that come through? I know you had a bit of rain earlier in the year because it was a bit dry there at the start of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We got about 25 mil late Sunday afternoon, so that just sort of topped up all the dams around here. And, yeah, I think all the farmers are pretty happy with how they're going for harvest time coming.
Oh, that's good, because it is a very important area, especially, Jess, with all the studs and that are around those areas and breeding farms. So it's good that all those young fillies and colts will be looking shiny and big come sale time.
Yeah, they absolutely will be. And Blake, I know yourself and your parents, David and Rachel, you guys always have some really well-prepared yearlings that come to the yearling sales. Can we expect to see any from your farm up at the sales this coming year?
Yeah, I think there's 7 going up to the yearling sales this year. I think they're all going through APG this year. So, yeah, it won't be long and we'll be flat out doing yearling preparation and getting them all ready. So the ball never stops rolling.
Well, I'm going to give it a quick plug to APG. I think that's the day after the Miracle Mile, isn't it?
As far as I know, yes.
Well, we're not going to move the Miracle Mile, so yes, if it's a day after, we'll leave it on the 15th of March, okay?
Blake, out of those 7 yearlings that you'll be bringing up, is there one that we should be keeping an eye out for? Do you have a pick of those 7?
Probably a bit favouritism here, but probably my own out of our Apache Miss. She's a roan filly out of Huntsville, so she's a full sister to Smooth Buzz that raced last night at Steve Turnbull. So it's probably a favouritism there just because it's my own. And
roan, did you say roan? That could be a...
Yeah, she's roan like the mother.
Well, definitely be a standout, that's for sure, as potential purchasers are walking around the stables, and also when she enters the ring, I'm sure she's set to garner a lot of attention being that colour.
yeah, can only hope. Hopefully it gets a few bidders putting their hands up on her anyway.
And you just mentioned how busy you become leading into sales time, but you've already had a really busy week this week. When we look at your engagements gone by, on Leiden on Tuesday night, you drove a double there. Then you headed out to Bathurst last night, Wagga tomorrow, and then Menangle Saturday. You've set to have covered plenty of miles across New South Wales.
Yeah, for sure. Just sort of, we've got a few different varieties of classes of horses and just try and place them the best that they can be to try and maximise the return. So, yeah, we do a fair few miles across the year, and hopefully we can keep getting the rewards back for it.
And where you're based down there in the Riverina, you're on a 50-acre property at Monteagle, which is just outside of Young. Tell us about your family's training facilities and how many horses you guys currently have in work.
Yeah, so Mum and Dad are about 15 minutes out of Young, sort of in between Grenfell and Cowra. We've got a really good facility. When Mum and Dad first moved here, it didn't have anything, and Mum and Dad have slowly chipped away and just built the property up to what it is. So we're very blessed. We've got two tracks. We've got a fast work track and a jog track, and then we've got we've got all the facilities that go along with it too. So yeah, they've done an extremely good job setting the place up, and hopefully we can just sort of keep on getting the winners and making it all worth it.
Mate, of course, Jess will attest to this, that I do my homework before each and every show. You've done a carpentry apprenticeship. One, did you finish the apprenticeship? Secondly, have Mum and Dad asked for some freebies in building some of those stables?
For sure. Mum and Dad, it's like arms racing. It runs in your blood. And as soon as I got hooked on it, Mum and Dad said, well, you're not doing it full time until you've got a trade to fall back on just in case something ever went wrong. So, the day I finished my apprenticeship was the day I handed in my resignation and gave arms racing a...
Look, that's good. Hey, Mum and Dad, I've done what you told me to do. Yeah. I've got the ticket. Now, where's the horses?
Yeah, pretty well. That's how it went. So I finished it properly, and just worked straight into a job with Mum and Dad, and haven't looked back yet.
Yeah, that's right. And we were lucky enough to have yourself and your dad travel up to Menangle here Monday week ago, where you guys got a winning double in 2 heats of the Nick Roben. And both of those horses are now set to line up in this Saturday night's final. And I'm speaking of Skittle Bomb and Yukon Be Serious, and you must have been pretty happy Monday week ago when you got that double.
Yeah, for sure. You try and come down to Menangle to race for the better money, and to qualify too for a $30,000 final was a good thrill, and I think that gave Daddy's first winner down there at Menangle on a sort of metro grade track, so it was really good.
Yeah, look, and I'm going to Jess, Blake, I've got to tell you, Jess knows I like to give myself some self-adulation here. It was a bit of a spec. Like, change the Nick Roben's usually a free-for-all, but we changed it up a little bit this year and recognise those MO horses that don't really get a run during the Breeders' Challenge, because we are restricted in races. I've got to say, and I really appreciated the support from the country trainers in that series. As I said, the heats were a bit of a specky, just thought of testing out there, hoping I could get 2 heats. The nominations, Jess and Blake, they were fantastic. Like, we could have had 4 heats nearly. It was like the way it was taken up by all the trainers around the state. And, Blake, I've got to say, not a huge difference in the national ratings amongst all those horses either, was there?
No, for sure. It's really good. It sort of gives the horses that are still yet to win their MO a good chance to race in a race worth 30. So it was really good that way. And as you said, I mean, I think in the final, I think there's about 10 points that might separate or it might be a little bit more, but I think they're all within 10 points of each other in the final. So.
Yeah, other than 56, which is Janie Blue, the next one is 63. It goes through to 72. So, and what happens too, Jess, is the heat winners, they can still win one of these races if they don't win the final. Mm-hmm. So they're still eligible to win their Metro Maiden. So there's a sort of a double whack there. But if you win your Metro Maiden, you're getting 30,000, 16,000 to the winner. No pressure there.
Yeah, for sure.
No pressure.
Well, you've elected to take the reins aboard You Can Be Serious. What swayed you that way, drawing barrier 7 there?
No real reason. I just I got a soft spot for both horses. I'll be honest, and I just sort of decided to stay on her. She's sort of a little bit more seasoned to the racing down there. She's been there, I think, 4 or 5 times out of the last 6 or 7 starts. So that was the main reason. So hopefully when we swing the whole corner, she'll get the full straight out.
Skittlebomb as well, your other stable runner. It's drawn barrier 2 there, and there's a name in that ownership group there that caught my eye in TJ Schiller, of course, Tyler Schiller, star Sydney-based jockey here. And I believe you're very good friends with Tyler and have a few horses in the stable for him.
Yeah, me and Tyler, we sort of grew up, went to the same school, played at the same local footy club, and we just sort of grew up and hanging around. And his passion for harness racing still thick and strong. So every year we usually buy 1 or 2, and before you know it, I think we've got there's about 15 here in work at the present point in time. And if he doesn't have a share in at least 8 of them, I'll be probably telling you a lie.
Well, I've got to say, he did an interview, I'm not sure if it was Ladbrokes or The Tab or something, it was on Sky Channel, and he did say, like, his first love really is harness racing. And he said, I think he did say in the interview, I don't know if you've seen it, Blake, that one day he'd like to get back into the harness racing once his jockey career is sort of over, which is pretty good rep. And I've seen him here a couple of times on the Saturday nights in the last couple of months. You're thinking, hey, you've just won $1 million race. He's in the street and stuff like that. And he's here and he's in the stables there and checking the horses out. Like, he must leave straight after the race. It's great to see him. And, there's a few of them like that. We talk about Tommy Berry getting out here as much as he can. The boys do. And they're all pretty close as well. So, it's good to see him here, and hopefully he has a little bit of luck. I think he'd probably riding in the $10 million Golden Eagle on Saturday, and I don't know what he'll be more nervous over, that one or coming here watching Skittlebomb go around in the Nick Raven final.
Yeah, for sure. I think I spoke to him earlier this morning. I think he's planning on coming straight out after the races, so he'll be there.
Well, just mention to him that Wano did back him in that, was it the big country race?
The Kosciuszko
the other day. I said, you just got to back Tyler Schiller. And what a ride. He sat last or near last, went through the middle of him, just opened up for him. And, it was, I think he's won about 3 or 4 Kosciuszkos too. So certainly he's got a nice appetite for that race.
And just while we're on Skittlebomb, Blake, how is he heading into this Saturday night's final? How did he pull up from the heat?
Yeah, no, he was really good. He's sort of a big fella. He sort of went off a little bit over winter time. He probably wasn't going quite as good, but since it sort of started to warm back up, he's really starting to relish again. He's sort of got his summer coat through and bouncing around like he can. So it probably worked out super. He's had about 10 days in between the heat run and the final. So, I mean, he'll be there running his best race for sure.
Blake, it's been great to have you on the Menangle Angle today. Thank you so much for your time, and we wish yourself, your mum and dad, David and Rachel, and all the connections the best of luck here in the Nick Roben final this Saturday night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Well, our next guest on the Menangle Angle is joining us a bit closer to home. He's just up there at the Menangle Park Training Centre. David Aiken, how are you this Thursday morning?
Yeah, good morning, Jeff. No, very good.
Aiken, how are you? Up nice
good
and
one,
early? Did you get DJ up nice and early? Make sure he's working them early as well?
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
He's here. That's so good. That's very easy. Yeah.
He's here.
He's around. He's around, DJ. He's around.
Yeah.
As long as he gets
Yeah, exactly.
Aiken, 4 horses engaged this Saturday night here at Club Menangle. Of course, the stable favourite in Max Delight. We'll touch on him in just a second, but your first engagement comes up in race 3, and that's number 9, Guest Artist. He's coming off a second placing last time out there at Penrith. How are you expecting him to line up in this national rating up to 80?
Yeah, yes, he did, like it was a non-preferential draw, and he's only a 57 rater, so he's, the draw hasn't done him any favours, but I thought he was pretty brave at Penrith. He got a lot of pressure through the race, and he just got beat on the line, so, he's actually racing pretty good. It's just, you just like to draw a little bit better, but he's probably one to follow.
Mate, we're going to go to a favourite, a crowd favourite, your favourite, Will Rickson favourite. He's even in song now. Maxi, barrier 10, or barrier 9, come out of barrier 9. Did you think this week was going to be this hard?
You got so many nice horses around, and I think the bottom four probably got a little class edge on the others, but
it's a good
race.
It's a
good race with the draw make it very interesting, and really happy with his trial the other day. He had a little let up after his last run. He had just a slight issue that we had to rectify. He by his trial he broke 26 home, so I was pretty happy with that, and he'll run. I'm really, really happy where he's at the moment.
Mate, what's his short term looking at? I know the Carnival Cups is around the corner.
Yeah, we'll go back next week. For the Italian Cup, and then
an Italian in you. You do like your pasta.
He's last year's winner. He's the defending champion of the Italian Cup.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I've won the Italian Cup a couple in Melbourne, I reckon too. But
it's a free lasagna to the winning trainer.
That'd be good.
Yep.
Better than the sausage rolls and meat pies in the driver's.
We'll have one waiting for you in there, one of those 90-second ones in the
Thanks,
microwave.
Mate. Thanks. Yeah. So we'll go there and then to see how we get through that if we go to Wagga. But we're pretty keen to go to Wagga.
Oh, they're at the better track. Has that made a difference? Like, we've seen some of the horses that have actually been up for the Carnival Cups, and not taking away from what happened last year with Swayze really dominating, but there wasn't a lot of depth in the races. Has it made a difference? It's interesting for your point of view on this, Aki, that they've highlighted the better tracks this year.
Well, the tracks didn't worry. Well, it doesn't worry the horse because we went to Young. It was the tight track, and he won that. And it was just that last year. It was just with Indominions, and that was on coming into December. It was just the wrong time. I would have loved to have gone into a few of those country cups, but it was just we couldn't go on everything, and that sort of stalled that one last year. But the tracks do make a big difference, and and I like going to Wagga. Good track. They always put a good show on down there. So I know. I think Luke's
Hugo.
Hugo's going there. It's going to be a great field.
It's certainly.
And I think the Italian Cup next week will be a good field too.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely some exciting times coming up here in the state of New South Wales for those open class paces. We'll talk about the paces there, but we're heading across to your next engagements, and they come up in the Trotters race here, which is the penultimate event on Saturday night. Pesco Polo, he's drawn barrier 5, and Speedy Lovers out there in 9. And I want to touch on Pesco Polo first because he is one of my favourites. I don't think there'd be a prettier horse going around at the moment.
Yeah, he's got the big white blaze and a couple of white socks, the chestnut, and he's an impressive. He's got an unusual. He's got a real European gait to him. He's like Love You as a French horse, and he sort of goes a bit like a French trotter, and he's one with that. The family we bred and owned, and actually. A bit of trivia, he's actually named after the great man because DJ Binskin is a Pesco Polo vegetarian.
Oh, he's not one, really?
100%.
There you go.
Yeah, that was the last name in.
How many times over your lifetime, the sixth name, is it still 6 names you put in?
Yeah.
How many times does the 6th name come up? You're just like...
Yeah, exactly.
You throw something in there,
Yeah.
it's just, okay, I can't think of a... And you just, Jess, I don't know the amount of times I remember neighbouring horse like with mum and dad, and you just come up with something stupid for the last couple, thinking it won't get there, and it comes
And you
through,
got
and you go,
there.
oh,
Oh,
God.
no.
Yeah. And you know what they say, and it's like David Hill that gives me a hand on Saturday night. He owned 15 letters, and he had a horse called Saw Greek to me and Diamond Blue Chip. Both had 15 letters, and when they bought him as a yearling, they wanted a name. They couldn't get a name they liked with 15 letters, so they called him 15 letters. And when his assessment came through, I thought, oh, what a terrible name, but he was a good horse, so it's sort of
doesn't that change a name? Amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a great name at the end, and Pesco's been the same.
Well, can you imagine? I'm going to use a really bad example. Imagine Winks going around at Orange and Bathurst Gallops, it's had 100 starts for 2 wins or something. People going, what a stupid name that is.
Exactly.
What would you call your horse Winks for? But Winks being Winks, what a great name.
100%. I remember there was a great New Zealand galloper in the 70s called Mop, M-O-P.
Oh.
And she raced Melbourne. She was in New Zealand. Used to come over to the Melbourne Cup, and she was really popular because it was a different name. It's just a name you remember.
There's a
You will
mock
know.
going
You will know this
around at
horse.
the moment.
Oh, is that?
In the harness racing circles for Micallef Towers down there in the Riverina, MOP. And it's come across from New Zealand, so there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you know the horse I'm about to talk about. He's a favourite of mine, and being a teenager, was supposed to be betting, maybe not. Rufus Youngblood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was named after a bodyguard for the president, or something like that.
He was bodyguard for Kennedy. He was an Indian.
Yeah.
He was an American, Native American Indian that was
Rufus
bodyguard for Kennedy.
And didn't it just suit the horse, the way he raced and stuff like that?
Oh, unbelievable.
It was great.
Great
What a great name. Rufus Youngblood. Yeah, it was fantastic. I know we're getting off a bit. Because, the next horse you got in that race could be named after you, Speedy Lover.
Yeah, we don't know who that was named after.
We've gone to these great stories. We've got Speedy Lover.
Yeah, well.
But he's trotting good. He's trotting really good.
No, he's going really good. We're really happy with him. Both those trotters, Pesco Polo, really brave with and Jungle Eyes sort of confirmed that form. It came out one Saturday night, and I think Pesco's probably got to get in front of Jungle Eyes again, because when he beat him, whoever was going to find the pegs first on that Tuesday, the Jungle Eyes was going to win, and he got there first, and he's trotting good. It's a very even trot, that. It'll be,
it is an open. Like, the open class trotters are a little bit thin at the moment. Like, I'm talking about the 100 pluses Raiders, because this could be just one of our restricted metros that we have occasionally. But
at Goulburn Trials today, there was a return of the Locomotive. I haven't seen the trial results, but I know that he was nominated for those trials if we speak of open class trotters.
Yeah, right. Well, that's not good news for Pesco Polo.
You never know. You got to be there. You got to be there.
Yeah.
I've seen Speedy Lovers out of Right Interest. Interest won New South Wales Oaks and New South Wales Derby for the great.
One of that. Yeah, for Kevin Rifley, who Kevin owned Lenny, and Kevin still owns Speedy Lover, and we leased it off him.
Oh, okay.
It just wasn't living up to Kevin's expectations as a 3-year-old, and so we took him on lease. And since he's actually been up here, he's actually raced good, because he started from the outside draw every start he's been here, and we call him our rent horse. He pays the stable rent.
Mate, you need a couple of those, don't you, in your stable?
Yeah.
Aren't they good?
Yeah, he just he goes around, it's I say to Chris Geary, who gets on with him super, I say,
He does too, doesn't he? Chris drives him most of the time. Yeah, doesn't he?
Yeah, all the time, yeah. And I say, just work from fifth up, just get us a check, and he just does a good job for us, To start from the outside every start he's been here, he's done a really good job.
Ake, the draws haven't been too favourable to you this Saturday night, but for any punters that are listening, who would you say is the best chance out of the 4 of them?
I think stick with Old Max. He gives you a good run for your money. And I think Pesco Polo's, he's gone from Tuesday to Saturday, but I think he's a genuine Saturday night horse. So, but on Saturday night, I think Max, you never run a bad race, and I was really happy with his draw 10 days ago. His trial 10 days ago, and I think he's feeling really good. So stick with Max.
We'll be keeping an eye on Max there in the feature event on Saturday night. Ake, it's been great to speak with you today. Thanks for joining myself and Wano on the Menangle angle, and we'll see you here on Saturday night.
Good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Wano, we'll start first with race 4 and take a look at the Graham McNeice Memorial, because what an electric field we have here, especially when we look to those outside runners. Of course, we see Max Delight there in 10, Swayze in 11, but we also see the likes of Sierra, this year's Len Smith Mile winner, lining up. Bainbridge's there, Pete said so, Horn Player. It's a great lineup of horses here.
Yeah, look, really exciting. One horse I'm going to mention, See Your Art, he was actually a little bit unlucky in the Victoria Cup. If you go back and have a look at the replay. He was looking for a run, lock wheels, about 50 metres from the line. So, yeah, he just seems to pop a big performance in those big races. But, yeah, big test, Swayze this week. Does he go to New Zealand? A lot will depend on how he goes this week. So, you think Grimo will have him tied down pretty tight in this one. Max Delight, yeah, what a great old horse he is, just Mr. Consistency. Kingmaker now with Michael Stanley, but Luke still takes the drive there. And Horn Player, a few starts ago, he beat them all in the $50,000. I think it was the Popular Arm Sprint, one of those, Casey Classic down in Melbourne. So, yeah, a really, really, really strong lineup.
It sure is. And then we look across to race 5, and it's the Club Menangle Nick Roban final, a listed classic event over the mile. And Wano, we saw those heats conducted, as I mentioned, Monday week ago with Doug's Flame. He was a very commanding winner, and I think he was in the first heat. He went 150.7. He's come up with Barrier 10 there. And then, of course, as we spoke to Blake earlier on, Skittle Bomb there. He was another heat winner. And also, You Con Be Serious has drawn Barrier 7. But who do you have coming out on top in this?
Oh, God, this is one of those races. I've spoken about it before, Jess. You know, it's a dart at a dartboard. I reckon there's 8 winning chances in this race. I really do. Hard to go past the Brad Hewitt stable. They're flying at the moment. And, like, even the first emergency, if you've got to run, Montefiore, a huge run here the other day.
Massive.
So, God, yeah. I'm just going to stay with the form at the moment. You've got a Janie Blue, Brad Hewitt, stable's on fire. Be working against all those good horses. Barrier 1, big chance. And just a little note that, you know, the Graham McNeice and Nick Roban, both on this day, trailblazers with the Sky Channel in its early days. You'd always see him on TV. Nick Roban was a fantastic guy, and he used to, not only was he the face of Sky Channel in its early years, he used to go around and do like the trivias at different clubs and pubs when I worked at the Royal East Club, and he'd come to those nights. He'd have a couple of people working with him, and just his engagement with the crowd, everyone just, you know, gravitated towards him. He was such an entertainer at those nights, and they were fantastic nights when they used to get around to all the clubs and pubs. Yeah, and I had a couple of experiences there with him. He was just a good bloke, just a really, really good bloke. And there wouldn't be Sky Channel, as we know, without Graham McNeice. So, just a recognition of what they've done and what they've done for the industry.
That's, very well said there, Wano. And I believe some of their families will be heading out as well to spend the night trackside and also make the presentations to the Winning Connection. So that'll be a really nice touch as well. Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Your best bet on the card, Wano? Who is it?
Okay. Well, as you know, I've done all my study. Like, I've been studying for hours, so I get it right on this program. Golly gee, fellas. That was a hard one, wasn't it? Like, flying, come second. Beat Luxor Turner in the semi, second in the final, and they both went jet-propelled. Some of the horses that finished behind them are in this race, so very hard to see Golly gee, fellas, with the Ashtalosa. she's airborne as well. So you've got two of them that are airborne in that race, getting in there with the claim as well, a little bit better in the barrier draw. So that's my best bet. College G, fellas.
My best bet comes up in race 6, number 5, Arg, for Michael Stanley and Chris Geary. He trialled last time out on the 22nd of October where he narrowly edged out Max Delight there, and we heard Ake say that he was really happy with that trial from Max Delight. So Arg, he's in and up to 95 here, and with only 8 runners in it, I think he can feature prominently. Who's your next best?
Next best, well, it's more that he has to go good if he wants to go to New Zealand. So my next best is Swayze. Max Delight, horn player, those horses inside him. But it's more about the horse has to go good, I think. I don't think anything less than that, a very good performance, and they probably won't go to New Zealand. That's only like looking at it. So they'd be wanting him to go good, and I reckon Grimo will have him pretty screwed down. I know he worked the other day and he was bubbling how excited he was how he worked. So I think Cameron will knock the handlebars down at some stage and probably put a performance in that he's going to be either first or second favourite in New Zealand Cup.
My next best is race 1, number 8, Mickey Be Quick for Scott and Brad Hewitt. He raced here last Saturday night where he was narrowly beaten in the Rising Stars race there in 150.7, and despite the wide draw, I think he can get the job done there nice and early in race 1. Who's your value play, Wonno?
Well, as I say, I get criticised because value plays end up being short and they go nowhere near it. So I'm going against you a little bit, Jess. So it's in race 6, but last week he got held up. I still don't think he's out of the pocket. Like, I've never seen a horse more hard held going across the line than Franco Tyson. Brian Portelli's got biceps after that race. That's how much luck he didn't have up the straight. And I think he might be a little bit of value in that. He might go under the radar. And if I always like following a horse after they've been unlucky the week before. They seem to bounce back good from it. So Franco Tyson, a little bit of each way value. Number 3, race 6.
And my value play comes up in the Trotters race. I've gone race 7, number 6, Sunny G. Over the 2,300 metres here, and if there's a bit of pace up front, I think he'll be a trotter that can definitely run into this for Kerry-Ann Morris and Josh Gallagher. So Sunny G is my value. Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Wonno, well, we've come to the end of another edition of the Menangle Angle. It's been great to speak with you, and it was been great to speak with Blake Micallef and also David Aiken today as well ahead of Saturday night's card.
Yeah, really good. I think it was great to have those contrasting interviews as well. Blake in the bush and making his mark in the industry, and David Aiken, as we know, a legend in the industry. So it'll be good. There's some really good races here Saturday night as well, and yeah. All roads for some of them heading towards New Zealand. So next couple of weeks is going to be really exciting. Just after that, we've got the Carnival Cup starting down at Wagga. So lots happening.
And of course, before we end as well, we know that Will Rickson, he saluted for a Group 1 driving double last Saturday night. And anyone that's across the Club Menangle socials, they might have heard this tribute song played. So we're going to close out today's show with the Will Rickson Group 1 double. Thanks for joining us on the Menangle Angle. We'll see you next Thursday.
Track, it's trotting's holy ground. Superstars like Robbie Morris, Luke and Cam are found. But there's a driver with the skill, the equal of them all. Among the very best of horsemen, you see him standing tall. He's the Prince of Club Menangle, he's got pacing in his veins. The story goes when he was born, he came out holding reins. He's not a boastful person, but he's getting used to fame. He's the young Prince of Menangle. is his name.